Ball, you've been drafted #1 in the NFL to the Carolina Panthers. How does it feel to be drafted into the NFL?
It feels awesome. It was my dream to play for an NFL team.
What are your goals going into the NFL?
My goals is to have my goals is to have a winning season and to take the Carolina Panthers to the playoffs. Then my second goal is to take them to the conference championship, and then overall my goal is to win the Super Bowl.
So you had 326 touchdowns in the NCAA. Do you think that'll correlate well into the NFL?
I think it will, but it's going to be adjustment. I have to first learn the playbook, and then my players and me have to get on the same page to play well together. So that will take a little time, but then once I get that hang of it, I can do anything. Hello, welcome back to this is going to be Steve's picks, but it's now Steve and Joe's picks because Joe's helped me pick this week. Thankfully, I can't believe it's week one of the NFL season of 2020-2023 NFL season. So we're gonna pick the picks for the first week of the NFL season.
First game is Bills versus Rams. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. It opens the season. Two really good teams. Super Bowl champion from last year. And the Bills, who do you think is going to win?
I think the Bills will win this game. I think it's going to be a back and forth game where the Bills win late. I think that Josh Allen will lead a game-winning score to maybe say he'll hand it off to Singletary and they'll score. I think the final score will be 35 to 28. Bills win that game.
I think the Rams are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the defense of the Rams is going to be the deciding factor. The Bills don't have a great defense. They did get Von Miller. That'll help in the front. But their secondary is trash. They are not good. I think it'll be a closer game. But I think the Rams will win 28-21. Next game is Packers and Vikings. Who do you think's going to win?
I think the Packers will win. They lost Devontae Adams, which that's going to hurt them. But if Aaron Rodgers is to succeed, their wide receivers need to step up. Their tight end needs to step up, and their running backs are not the question. The running backs are fine, and their defense is an okay defense. So I think that they will win. I think it's going to be low scoring because Aaron Rodgers still needs to get accustomed to his young receivers and to his tight ends. So I say they win. I think they're going to win 28-21 in a close scoring game.
I think Packers are going to win, obviously. Packers fan. I think, like Steve was saying, they lost Devontae Adams. They have a lot of young receivers. Robert Tunyon's back. Great tight end. He'll be a lot of help. I think Bakhtiari's playing first week. He's on the left side of the line. You always want to have him playing.
They did add a good player, Travis Fulgham.
Travis Fulgham, yeah. The running backs are great. They can catch out of the backfield. I think they'll win. I think it'll, like he said, a close game. Similar score. I think it'll be 28-21 Green Bay.
The next game is Saints and Falcons. That one I don't know who I'm going to pick because the Saints both are trash, and so are the Falcons. Because the Saints are a young team, and so are the Falcons. So I'm just going to say that with more experience, that the Saints will win because they do have a head coach. I don't really like the guy. He's a cheater. He's proven, and he was the one that told his players to hit the other players. I forget what that's called, but I don't know. I think it's not Spygate, but I forget what it's called.
Similar, yeah.
But I think they'll win in a very, very low-scoring game. Maybe I'll say 17-7. Saints will win the game because I forget who the quarterback is. No, it's Winston, James Winston. He's not that good a quarterback. He's a bust.
The W.
So, but a W is a W. But like Jerry said, the W. But I think the Saints will win that game.
Yeah, I agree. The defense of the Saints is way better than Atlanta's defense. Atlanta, Mariota's their quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be healthy or they're going to put their rookie in. I think the Saints will win. It's going to be, like you said, a close game. Maybe like 21-14, the Saints.
Next game is the 49ers Bears. And this one, I think the 49ers, I think they're going to blow out the Bears because it's Trey Lance's first game as a starter. I can't wait to see what he does because he's a young quarterback. They're putting all their marbles in the bucket because I don't agree with this move. I think they still should stick with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's led them to playoff games, and he's led them to the Super Bowl. But they want to put all the buckets in the marbles. So I think Trey Lance will have an okay game. He still needs to get his foot's under his feet. But he's a good mobile quarterback. So if he's under pressure, he's going to use his legs to get the first downs, to get the touchdowns. So, and they just re-signed Deebo Samuel, and they have an okay running back, and they do have George Kittle. So I think they will win 42-28. The Niners are going to beat the Bears, and I'm glad. Hopefully, it happens because I hate the Bears.
I agree with it. I agree with him. Both teams have young quarterbacks, but Trey Lance seems like he's better than Justin Fields. I hate the Bears. I hope 49ers blow them out as well. I hope it's like 32-7. Steelers-Bengals. It's a pretty good game. It seems like a pretty good one. I think the Bengals will win this. The Steelers, their quarterback is who's their quarterback?
Who are the Steelers?
Yeah.
The Steelers quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky, he's garbage. He's never been good. They should play their rookie. They're not
Kenny
going
Pickett.
to. Yeah, they're not going to. Bengals, they were runner-up in the Super Bowl. I think they'll blow out the Steelers probably. Steelers defense can keep it close, but I don't think they will because Trubisky's going to throw like 3 picks. It's probably going to be like 34-10.
Yeah, I agree with Joey. I think the Bengals are going to blow out the Steelers. This is Joe Burrow's. Can we prove we are the Super Bowl contender team? And if he wants to make the Super Bowl, he needs to start fast and strong. So I think the Bengals are win this game. I think Joe Burrow will not miss it all. I think he'll connect with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and I forget the running back's name, Mixon. So they will have a bounce back game. They have a good defense. So I think they blow them out 45-10.
As a resident Eagles fan, I'll let you start this one.
Okay, the next game is my hopefully my game of the week. That I hopefully it's a Eagles win. Hopefully they blow the Lions out. They improved a lot in the defense. They improved a lot in the offense. They got A.J. Brown on the one side. They have Devonta Smith on the other, and they also have Dallas Goedert and they have Miles Sanders. So if they can use these pieces together, I think they blow out the Lions 55-17. If they can blow them out. If not, normally the Eagles they win, but sometimes they let you down and they win with a close one. But hopefully, if they're smart, they'll start off strong and they'll win a big game against the Lions.
I think the Eagles they'll blow out the Lions. Lions are terrible. They got their number one pick was defense when they needed a quarterback. Jared Goff's terrible. They have some good receivers like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but he's young and he's the only one that can do anything. T.J. Hawkinson's pretty good on the offense as well. Lions still don't have a defense, even though they drafted the number one defensive player. I think the Eagles will win like 42-10. It's gonna be a blowout. Patriots-Dolphins is a terrible game, in my opinion.
I agree.
Surprisingly, I think the Dolphins will win this game. I think it'll be a close game, though. It's not going to be a blowout or anything like that. Mac Jones is not that great. Everybody talked about him last year, like he was the greatest quarterback out of that draft. I don't think it'll be that great. I think the Dolphins will win. It'll be a close game, like 17-6 maybe.
I agree with Joey, but I do differ on the pick, or not pick, but what happens. I think the Dolphins will win. I surprisingly think they will blow out the Patriots.
Wow.
Because they added Tyreek Hill and they added Mostert. And Mostert, I know it's preseason, but he did a good job against the Eagles, even though it's only the twos. But I think he's a good running back, and they have another good running back. I forget his name, but they have 2 good running backs. They also have Waddle. He's a good receiver, and Tula. I know he's not a great thrower, but he can use his feet too.
Yeah.
So I think they blow out the Patriots. Not a big blowout, but I say they win maybe 35-7. The Dolphins win.
Ravens-Jets, this is pretty easy. I think we're both going to pick the Ravens in this game. The Ravens are way better than the Jets. The Jets have Joe Flacco. That's not going to make a difference because their rookie quarterback from last year is injured. I think the Ravens are going to blow out the Jets. I don't even know, like 42-7 if I had to guess. Maybe they score some garbage time points later in the game, but I don't.
I agree with Joe. I think the Ravens will blow out the Jets. They have Lamar Jackson. He's a good quarterback. He's a good running with his feet. They have Mark Andrews. They have a good tight end, good receivers. So I think they're going to blow them out. I guess Joe 42-10 is a good score. I think that's what they'll do. Next one is the Jaguars-Commanders. And I'm looking forward to this game because it's the first of Super Bowl winning coach Doug Peterson. See what he can do without the Eagles. I think that Trevor Lawrence will have a bounce-back season. And I do think that they will be in the playoffs this year, the Jaguars. I think they will blow out the Commanders because Wentz, I like him as a person, but he's not that great of a quarterback. I think Wentz will struggle early. and I think he's going to overthink himself like he always does because it's his way or the highway. So I think the Jaguars will win this game 42-15 in a blowout because they also got Etienne back, and Etienne was really good at Clemson, the 1-2 punch, and they also had Christian Kirk, so they're gonna blow the Commanders out. Like I said, 42-15.
I think the Commanders are actually going to win this game. They have a better defense than Jacksonville. Jacksonville's defense is non-existent. They didn't do anything to upgrade it. We really don't know about Trevor Lawrence, how he really is going to be. Maybe Doug Peterson will make a difference. I just think Carson Wentz isn't great, but the receivers are good in Washington. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a close game, like 21-14 Commanders.
Next game is Browns versus Panthers. This is a revenge game for Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield will, I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think he's going to have a good game. They have Robbie Anderson. They have Christian McCaffrey. If Christian McCaffrey can ever stay healthy, they'll be a good team. And I think they could lead the Panthers to the playoffs if they have a good season because that division's not that strong. Because the only team that I think is strong there is the Bucs. So if Baker Mayfield can have a good season, can stay healthy, and so can Christian McCaffrey, I think they'll win the game. I say 28-21. Panthers win that game.
I agree. I think if Baker has the year when he took the Browns to the playoffs and he won the playoff game, if he could do that in Carolina with better receivers, Carolina has an okay defense. They just haven't had a consistent offense recently. I think if Baker can have, like I said, the year that he had with the Browns, I think they'll come close to winning that division. I think the Bucs will win that division. That's a given with Tom Brady, unless Tom Brady gets injured, but he never gets injured. And I think I agree with Steven with the score. I think the Panthers win that game easily.
The next game is the Colts and Texans. This is an easy game too. The Texans are very young. I don't understand why they hired Lovie Smith. I know he's a good defensive-minded coach, but that's not a good. He's an okay quarterback. He's a mediocre. Well, I shouldn't say mediocre, but he's an okay coach. He can lead the team to the playoffs, but they're too young right now. So I think Frank Reich, he's proven he helped win the Super Bowl for the Eagles. I think they got Matty Ice. I think he'll have a good year. So I think they win this game in a blowout. And if they have to, they can put Nick Foles in. He's a proven quarterback. So they will win that game 35-28 Colts.
I agree. I think the Colts will win. Matt Ryan's way better than Carson Wentz. And with that offense, the receivers are good, the running back's good, the offensive line is good. They'll actually have time in the pocket to throw. He's not a rushing quarterback. Their defense is good. I think they'll easily beat the Texans. I wouldn't sleep on the Texans, though. They're a young team, but Davis Mills, he may be good this year. They may win 8 games this year. Giants, Titans. This is an easy one. I think we're both going to agree on this as well. I think the Titans will easily destroy the Giants. They just have Derrick Henry's going to run down them all day. He's going to run all over them. I think that'll be not even a close game. Probably like 34-10.
I agree with the score, and I agree that the outcome. But what they should do is they should let Malik Mills get some time in because he can run over them too because he's a good running quarterback. So I think the Titans will win that game easily over the Giants.
Chiefs Cardinals. This is a tough one. Who do you think's going to win this one? It's a tough game.
I'll go with the upset. I say the Cardinals win because they have a lot of good receivers. They have a good defense. I say Zach Ertz has a career day against the Chiefs because I think, if I'm not wrong, DeAndre Hopkins is suspended for a couple games.
6 games.
I think 6 games. So they're going to rely on Ertz a lot, and they also good running. James Conner's a good running back. So and Kyle Murray can use his feet to run. So I think the Cardinals win in a close upset game. I say 42-35.
I think the Chiefs win this game. Chiefs don't have a great defense, but I think they can do enough to beat Arizona. I think it won't be a blowout. It'll be a close game. Maybe like 28-21, but I think the Chiefs will win. Patrick Mahomes is going to outplay Kyler Murray.
Raiders. The next game is Raider-Chargers. We'll see. This is the first game for what's his name? The new coach of the Raiders. What's his name? I forget his name. What's the Raiders?
From New England, right?
Yeah, from New England. I forget his name, so I'm just drawing a blank. I think that the Raiders need to start fast. They got it, Devontae Adams, and I think Devontae Adams. I know Joe doesn't like this. I feel bad for him. I think Devontae Adams is gonna have a blowout game because it's his first game. They want to show off their new weapons, so I think it's gonna be the Derek Carr Devontae Adams show, and I think it's gonna not blow out the Chargers because the Chargers have a good quarterback and Justin Herbert. They have a good defense too, so it's gonna be back and forth. and I think that Derek Carr goes down last minute, throws Devontae Adams in the end zone, and they win the game 42-35 Raiders.
I agree with the score, but I think that Raiders offense is just too good. You got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, right? He's on their team. Devontae Adams. How do you stop that team? There's not enough
There's no way.
good corners to stop that team. If they can score enough points, they can help their defense because they don't have a good defense. The Raiders have a terrible defense. But their offense is good enough now that they can literally, if they can stay healthy, they'll win that division. And that hasn't happened in years. I agree with the score. Buccaneers, Cowboys. I think we're both going to agree on this. I think the Buccaneers are going to win that game.
Yeah, they'll beat. They're gonna blow out the cow cheats.
Yeah,
because the Cowboys they lost a lot of players, and I'm happy they lost a lot of players. I'm sorry. I'm sad that the players got hurt. I'm not rooting for players to get hurt, but I don't like the Cowboys. I never liked the Cowboys.
Terrible.
So, yeah, man, the secondary is horrible. Bucks have way. The Bucks, I think they're gonna blow them out, 50-7.
I don't think it'll be that big of a blowout, but I think the Buccaneers will win. I think it'll be like 32-12. It'll be something close like that because Cowboys don't have a good running back because they always play Ezekiel Elliott instead of the other backup guy.
Pollard.
Yeah, Pollard, who's way better than Elliott. And then who they have left for receiving? CeeDee Lamb, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not going to be good this year.
And the last game of the week 1 is Broncos Seahawks. This is Russell Wilson's revenge game.
Yeah.
I know the Seahawks didn't do anything wrong. It's nothing against them. It's just they wanted to rebuild. Yeah. So I think it's the back and forth. The Broncos are not that great, and neither are the Seahawks. So I think that Russell will have a good game because he's not that bad of a quarterback. I think they'll win maybe 35-28.
I think they'll win. Russell Wilson always is good for the first 8 games, and then he just goes downhill. He's like MVP quarterback first 8 games. Second half of the season, just drops off. I think he'll easily destroy the Seahawks. They have no one. Their offense is abysmal. Their defense is always good. They always have a consistently good defense. They just have no offense. Now, Geno Smith is your quarterback. You know you're not winning games with Geno Smith. Yeah, that's going to be terrible.
Well, hopefully all your teams that you want win, besides the Cowboys and the Giants and the Commanders, or the Bears. So hopefully you'll have week 1 wins, and we'll see you back for picks next week. This is Steve Ball, the Magic Gangster. I'm the Intercontinental Champion right now, but let's see how your luck is. Let's see what the cards say for you. Your fate, future. Let's see. Let's see what these cards say. I got an 8. I don't know what the zombie thing is, but you're gonna be like that zombie, because I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna take that Universal Championship from you, and I'm gonna become the WWE Universal Champion, because your time is up, and the Magic Gangster's time is now. Hey guys, have you seen the new Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power television show on Amazon Prime? Well, it's awesome. I love how they're doing the prequel series. I love how they explain everything that's going on in the series, how they show the war with Sauron and things. I forget what the bad guy's name is. I like how the graphics are and how they show the different things that are going on in the show. So I like how they explain like how the war started in the show and like what's going on and the different characters. Like I like how they have the bare feet or hare feet, whatever they're called, and they're similar to the hobbits. I like how they explain what's going on with the elves and stuff. So it's a pretty good show. It's an hour long, hour and 7 minutes long. So I think you should check it out. It's on Amazon Prime, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next couple episodes. Next show I'm going to talk about is She-Hulk. I love this show. I love how they get into the background of her and how she's a attorney at law, and then she's out with her cousin, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, or Bruce Banner, and they're like I think they're arguing with each other, and he starts bleeding, and this is how she gets her powers because she has a cut on her arm, and she gets his blood goes into her, so she becomes the Hulk. She doesn't want to be the She-Hulk at first. She don't want to have powers, but she's like, I just went through school and I want to do my career. I want to be a attorney. So then she has the Hulk decide to train her, and I love how it's kind of comical, and but that's how it's like she was in a case, and then she gets fired, but then her rival people hire her to be attorney, but she has to be the She-Hulk. That's why they hired her, and then she represents It's so cool. She represents the abominable, I think his name is, no, the Abomination. So it's pretty cool to see how she represented. And the guy says, the Hulk, she asked Bruce Banner, the Hulk, she says, can I represent him? Because you guys had a rivalry. And it's like, yeah, you can represent him because I'm a whole different person. And it's kind of funny because it's a different actor because a different actor fought in the other movie. So it's a pretty good show. I think you should check it out. I love to see what they're doing with her because this is like the first time she's in a live action show. I don't know if you ever read her comics, but they're pretty good. I like to see it, and she's pretty. The character who plays her is cute, kind of pretty cute girl. So I think you would like it, and it was pretty fun at the end of the show. At the end of the third episode, she's twerking. It was funny. So I think you would enjoy the show. I think you should check it out. It's She-Hulk. It airs every Thursday on Disney Plus, and I think Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power premiere every Thursday or Friday on Amazon Prime at 9 o'clock or 12 o'clock. So check these shows out; they're pretty good. I can't wait to see the next episodes.